Hello, hello, my fellow crafters. It's Miriam, and I'm here in the Paper Wheel Studio. Welcome, welcome. If you're new to my channel, be sure you like and subscribe down below if you are. And I guess maybe it's not down below, it's up above. I'm not sure. Wherever it is on YouTube, I get confused as to where things are located on there sometimes. However, today we are going to make some simple envelope pockets. We're going to make pockets for the baby girl journal out of envelopes. Really simple process. Anyone can do it. It is not difficult at all. I want to show you what I did. Go ahead and put pockets down in this off camera. I'm going to show you what I've done, and then we're going to create a couple more pockets that I need for it. So here we did put, get that little piece out of there. We put this down in the front cover, and I just simply made a pocket here out of vellum. I wanted to make a long one so someone could slip whatever they would like in that, and it gives quite a bit there of space for anything they might want to slip in there. I left all the digital pages just for looks, you know, for eye candy, so to speak. And then I put a pocket on the pages where the digitals were not. Here is a pocket I just put down with a piece of scrapbook paper. And I like to put gussets on the sides of my pocket. It allows me to use the entire pocket, all the space that the paper gives you, because you can go clear from edge to edge when you put gussets down. Otherwise, if I had glued there, I wouldn't be able to go clear to the edge like that. All right, this page is actually an envelope pocket. I'll show you, we're going to make one of these today, but in this pocket you have the front, and then there is, we just glued it on, or I just glued it on 3 sides, so it's actually a double pocket. There's 2 pockets in there. I just noticed I covered up the hickory and hickory dickory dock, but you can still read lyrics and know what it says, so that'll be okay. This is just, again, well, that one needs glued down again, but since it came up, I can show you here along the edge. I just folded the edges of the paper over and glued that down. So let me put a little bit more glue in here where it came up. I like using Fabrifix when gluing down pockets, so that doesn't happen. I think in this case what I did is started to stick it down and then I pulled it back up. I either forgot to ink it or was putting it on the wrong page and I didn't want to put it on or something. So I just went and stuck it back down, and I didn't check to make sure I had enough glue on there. So let me add just a bit more glue here. I'm filming in the evening and the sun's really coming in my back window. I apologize for the reflection and things. And I'm new to this filming and I don't yet have any different lighting than the natural light in my craft room, and I probably should have shut the blinds there before I got started, so I apologize for that. So now, there we go. We've got that entire pocket again from side to side. Let me close off my glue and wipe off the top so I don't end up with a clogged up glue bottle when we get started here. Okay. There we go. Next page. That has partially stuck to the other page. That happens sometimes. Is another pocket here. This one I did not put gussets on, so you can tell on it when you go to put something in it, it will not go all the way to the edge. The pocket stops where the glue starts, so you can see there. I do have a tag laying here that I had already made, so I think I will just go ahead and put it in this pocket. It matches the bear that's here, so I'm going to just go ahead and put it in this pocket. It will allow the tag to stick out the top, and that's fine. I think that will look kind of neat sticking out the top. I think no matter what pocket we put it in, it's going to stick out the top. Here is just a piece of paper that I glued down. Again, let me pull something here to show you. I can show you with this piece of paper. We just glued it down on the edges. That stuck down a little bit up here at the top, but it's got full pocket, pretty much full all the way. And then here is the last page. This is just simply a piece of cardstock that I glued down with gusset. And it pulls up a little bit because I didn't glue the bag all the way down. I wanted to make it kind of like the bag was stuck in the pocket. So that finishes off the pages in the Baby Girl Journal as far as backgrounds and things. We still need to work on some tags and pockets and stuff like that. So we're going to make a couple envelope pockets today. Let me lay this off to the side so I don't do anything to it. And I've just got some stuff out here to create the envelope pockets. You can use any size envelope you want. I mean, it could be any card envelope. It could even be an envelope that you got in the mail if you want to cover it with digitals. It does not matter. Most of my pockets I put down, I already used matching scrapbook paper or cardstock, but you can also just use a white envelope and cover it up with digital pages or scrapbook papers, which we're going to do for one of these today so that you'll see how to do that. And when you just use your envelope, whether it has anything or not, I start by gluing down my flap, and I don't rely on just licking it or sealing it that way. I want to make sure, you know, the edges are good and sealed. So I put glue around all the way on the edges. Just going to do that real quick. I'm using my Fabri-Fix here. I had it out working on gluing down the pockets. That way they hold down good. I think I already said that, didn't I? Oops, I repeat myself. I apologize. But anyway, that's the way my brain thinks, folks. All right, let's see. So I'm just going to stick that down. Now I have a closed up envelope. You can really cut this into any kind of pocket you want. For the ones I put in this journal, I simply cut it in half. Again, I usually just eyeball it. If I don't get it right, then I'll trim it again. Neater. It's just quicker and easier for me when I'm creating to do that, rather than have to cut them. If you wanted to use your paper cutter and didn't want to, you know, interrupt your creating in the middle of it and try to get your paper cutter out, you could simply cut a bunch of, you know, fix your envelopes, cut a bunch of them in half, and then you have this. Now, I'm going to go in here. I didn't realize this would be like this on the inside, so I'm just going to go in here and slip some Fabri-Fix in there and glue that piece down so that nothing will get caught on it when we use it in a journal. Because if you have edges in your pockets or something like that, you get things hung up in it. So you just want to make sure all of those are glued down well. If you can do it without gluing your envelope shut, you'll be doing good. Okay, so then we have two here. Now, I could come along and cover this. Since it's being glued down, you do not have to cover the back of them. You can just cover the front. You could take, say, a digital like this and put it on here. You could even fold it over the edges on both sides and fold the bottom up to cover your envelope. You could collage on this. You could cover it with material, fabric, book page, really anything that you would want to decorate it. So that's one way to do pockets. You could also take an envelope, and I'm just going to use this other half to show you, and you could cut it as a corner tuck. You just make a diagonal cut. And if you're careful how you do this, you can get there's two. So now I have a diagonal cut here. However, you know what? I think, oh no, this one's good. Yes, this one's right. I've got this corner pocket that I could glue down, and I can simply take a little bit of glue if I wanted to close this off and use it for smaller items and put it along here. And then I could close this off and I would have a full pocket there. On this one, you could glue it closed or use it in some other way. The other thing envelopes are really good for is making your gussets. And this, I guess this is about pockets. So you can just cut a gusset out of your envelope. Again, this can be used envelopes that your bills come in, folks. You just cut the edges and you now have a gusset that you could glue on the edge of paper or cardstock and glue it down. Go from the top all the way to the bottom, make sure your gusset's big enough, glue it down, and then you've got a gusset around your pockets. Really simple process. Alright, the next one I'm going to show you, I just have a business size envelope. I ordered these pink ones from Amazon. So I'm going to start by gluing my flap down. This time I'm going to, no, I'll end up gluing it closed, won't I? No, I can still use my, I think I'm going to use my white glue. Here I am debating in my brain as I'm talking to you. I think this will work. Will spread out good. Maybe I will. It's glued shut. Why do I have so much problem with glues in this craft room? Here we go. Got it now. I don't know what the deal is. I do have my fan on. I think that's really affecting how my glues are working for me today, folks. Alright, so now I've got it. I'm going to put glue along this outside edge. Again, I'm just spreading it with my glue bottle tip. Gotta be careful I don't close the glue if I press too hard. There we go. Again, you can put a little bit on there and just spread it out. Alright. Do this side and glue it down. Everybody out there getting the heat? Or did it cool down after you got some rain? We got a lot of rain last night and it did cool down a bit. It was in the high 70s. I'm not sure if it made it up into the 80s today, and the wind's been blowing all day, so it's been a very nice day. Our kiddos are working today, so we didn't do any cookout or anything today. So I'm just decided I was going to take the day and play in my craft room. Alright. So there we go. Close that up. And now we have a closed envelope. Just glued to that flap closed. And then I'm going to leave it with that side up. And because I know I'm going to cover that side. And that way it will not get, nothing will get hung up on it when we turn it into a pocket and put it in the journal. Besides, the envelope honestly seemed to fold better that way. I just took it and folded it up a couple inches. Again, I just laid it beside my journal pages and guessed. Complete guessing. You can use the smaller envelopes if you want and do the same thing. If your journal's smaller, you know, what size, the size of your envelopes don't really matter when you're doing this. And then I've got a couple digital pieces laying over here that I'm going to use to cover this. And I'm going to choose my glue stick. That's going to cover that top. Look at that. Perfectly. However, I don't like it turned sideways, so we're going to take this. Let's see which way is face up. I think that is actually face up. So we're going to turn this like that. We don't need to cover into the pocket as long as the top is completely covered. I think that'll work right there. All right, so I'm just going to cover the back with glue stick. I like the purple glues because you can tell where your glue is when you put it on your papers. I like when I glue papers together to use glue stick. It's just simpler. The bigger glue sticks, you get more on your paper to be able to do it. And I'm just going to cover this whole piece of paper because any of the spares, I cut it down. Actually, it came with several prints on an 8.5 by 11 sheet. It was a freebie online somewhere that I found. I've had it long enough that I really don't know. And I just cut out this part of the paper that was this print was just the right size to use for this. So what I want to do, I'm going to lay this face down, and then I'm going to lay my envelope down on top of it so I can make sure that I get the envelope where I want it to be. I don't want to use too much up at the top, but I want to have a little bit to turn over. Okay, I think that will do it. And then I'm simply going to fold this over and press down. I'm going to do the same on this side, and I think the top, I believe, I'm just going to trim it rather than fold that little tiny bit down. That way it won't come up. Looks like I need a little more glue along my edges. Well, did you catch that? Drop of the glue bottle. It actually hit the side arm of my wheelchair, so it didn't go on the floor. With my new setup I've got here, I have, I'm going to record a video so you can see it all. I had a question about it from like one of my comments, so I'm going to record a video so that you all can see. Better close that Fabrifix too. Close both of them or I'm going to not have any more glue to work with. Anyway, I'm going to do a video so that you'll be able to see my filming and working setup here. And we'll do that one day when I have someone here to give me a hand to be able to do that. All right. And now I'm just going to trim this top so it's even with the top of this envelope. And as I do this, I'm going to take my scissors here and I'm just going to take a little sliver off the top of this envelope so it will be open up at the top. You can leave it closed if you want to, but I like it that it's open, and then that gives me another pocket to stick something in. And with this being a baby journal, I'm sure, I know when I had my son, there were all kinds of little things I kept from his birth as memories of what took place. So if I cut this right, and I did, we now have that pocket there to use. And then we're going to take this part, and instead of putting glue on it, we're going to cover this with a piece of paper, and then we are going to fold it over on both the sides. So, do I want to fold that over on the top? Do I have enough? Yeah, I do. But let's turn it this way. So that way I can fold over. Yeah. Then I'll be folding over this part. Okay. So I'm just going to put glue. I think this time I'm going to put glue on the envelope itself because I want those edges. It'll be easier for me to place this down. So I'm going to open it up, or I'll have glue on the other part. So I'm just opening it up and putting glue on the part where I want to put the paper. Anybody up to exciting plans for Memorial Day? As I said, we didn't have any. Sometimes we'll go to a cookout or eat with my son and his family, but since they're both nurses, he and his wife, and if you're in the medical field or you're a nurse, you end up working holidays, folks. So I'm sure there are a lot of other professions out there that work holidays. I don't mean it in any way that other people don't work on holidays too. Unfortunately, there are those out there that do not get holidays off and have to work them. And that's just what happens. We really don't have a lot of control over that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and fold this over since I made that other pocket, and then we're only going to have like a library pocket with one pocket here, and then there'll be the pocket up here. So you could also stop at the end here and cut a little sliver here, and then you would have two pockets, the one that you're making when you fold this down, and then the envelope itself. So I'm going to start with just folding down the top. I'm going to glue that part down all the way across. And I'm just going to run my glue stick along here to do that. Again, you might want to put something under it. The less I have on my craft tray, the better off I am, because it usually ends up in the floor. So I just keep a cloth handy and wipe that glue up if it gets on my table. And then when I'm all done, I'll use a wet cloth and clean it all off. Okay, so we've folded that down. And now we have this. We got that part. And then we want to close that part up. Sorry, I don't know if you could see where I was. I just folded that down across the top there. We could still open this up if I wanted to. Just because I folded that down doesn't mean I couldn't. But I don't think I'm going to for now. So now I have this. And all I'm going to do now is fold over both of these sides and glue them down. Want to fold it clear up to the edge so that it'll wrap around there and be the closure for this pocket. And then we glue this down, and again we have the whole front of the pocket. I think a lot of people call these maybe library pockets. I'm not real 100% sure on that. I believe that's what you call them. Okay. And everybody, there's 1,000,001 ways that you can, maybe not 1,000,000. I exaggerate, you know that. Anyway, there are lots and lots of videos on there about using envelopes to make things online, and I like using them and have a whole tray of them. The second shelf in my cart beside me is nothing but envelopes. It's so a lot of them I picked up. They've been given to me. The other thing that's a good source of envelope, ask your family and friends when if they still send out Christmas cards, and ask them what they do with the leftover. A lot of people don't want to send out the same Christmas card 2 years in a row. See what they do with the extra cards. And there's some envelopes that you could use in your journal. You can use your junk mail envelopes. You could use, you can buy them always. You could go to Dollar Tree and buy business size envelopes. They also have those, and they have the small, I don't know what you refer to, the smaller ones. They're only about the length of this one. Mail letters and things in. I'm not sure what they're actually called, but I know the larger ones are I think they're number 10 envelopes, actually, because I was trying, when I was doing some searching for some, that's where I found them. And envelopes just make it simple and easy for beginner crafters, and so makes it a lot easier. And now look what we've got. We have a pocketed envelope that we could glue down in the journal, and then we'll have a pocket inside, and if we glue down all 3 sides, we would have a pocket on the back. So I think that's how I'm going to put that in the journal. So let's see here. But as far as that goes, we're done with these envelope pockets. Completely done. So let me show you how you would glue this one down. And I'm going to use it right here on this page, because the graphics on this page, they're fine. They're not my favorite or anything in here. So I'm just going to put this one right here on top of that. And I'm going to try to bring it down almost to the bottom of the page, so that gives room for larger items to be stuck in the top of it. You could also punch a pull up here. Oh, I almost forgot. If you like inking, I have some ink over here, and I'm going to go ahead and ink this before I glue it down. All right. See how much difference, I don't know if you could tell on camera. In my lighting, I'll bring it up close so you can see it there, how much difference the inking actually makes. It just kind of adds to the finishing touches of your projects. Now, I did not ink this pocket edge, but I'm going to do that here. I'll slip a piece of paper under there, one of my scraps, and glue it that way, or ink it that way. All right, there we go. There's that, and let me get a little scrap up here. And we'll get this one glued down. There we go. Just going to try to rub it right along the edge here. If I get a little bit more than down that paper, it's fine. It's not going to be any big deal. So if you want to ink it before you do this. Don't wait till you get it all put together like I did and then try to have to ink it. I don't have my punches handy, but again, I can put a punch up there. If you don't have a punch, you can also take anything round, lay it down there, draw lightly with a pencil, and cut it out by hand. You don't have to have punches. You don't even have to put them in there if you choose not to. Alright, so now I've got this, and we're going to glue this pocket down to the page. So we're just going to glue this on 3 sides, and then I'll have the 2 larger pockets. or whoever gets the journal will have the 2 larger pockets, I should say. And I think that really tall tag that I put in that other pocket with the bear, I think I'm going to end up putting it into this one. The more I think about it, and I don't have any more large tags, so I'm going to change my mind and process. That's the fun thing about junk journals. You can change your mind anytime you want to. I'm going to glue this whole pocket down. So we'll just have the 1 large pocket in here. And I don't know if you caught what I just did. I glued on top of my book and ended up with a big old globber of glue there, so I have to wipe that off so it doesn't cause issues in the journal. And I got it off there, so gotta be real careful when you are gluing on top of things that doesn't happen to you. And you want to try to get your glue as close to the edges as you can. I'm going to lift it up here to get these edges, because I want to make sure I go all the way to the edge. Not such a big deal down the sides. When you're gluing down a pocket, sometimes it's good not to go all the way to the edge when gluing, because then it allows you to pull your pocket away from the journal just a little bit. I'll show you what I mean once I get this one down. So I just want to make sure that top edge was, straight across there. And I'm going to go down almost to the bottom edge. So we're going to kind of glue where you see the pink otherwise. And we didn't do the very edges. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and lay this one down. Press it down real good. Make sure that top is down. And now with this pocket, when you if you pull up on it to put something in or get something out, the edges aren't glued, so it gives it just a little bit more space here when it opens up, if you can tell. I don't know if you can see that there or not. So anyway, it allows you to put things in and out of your pockets easier when it's not down tight to your page. So that's what we have there, folks. As far as embellishing, you all can, I'll go ahead and do a few on this one. The rest of them I'll probably do offline. You all know how to embellish things, I'm sure. I also had one thing laying over here that I was going to show you, if I can find my little pieces. And my little button is now missing. I had a little button that I thought would look adorable with this. Let me see if I can find it here. Probably pushed it right. Oh, here it is. Good. All right. I have this piece that was part of the digital, and I just backed it on some cardstock, baby cardstock that I had here. Where is that to go? Yeah, be careful when you glue your pockets down. You don't go overboard with the glue or your pages stick. Here we go. This piece will fit nicely right down in the back of this pocket, which I thought would look really cool on this page with the horses sticking up out of it. So I'm just simply going to I want to put like a little pull at the top. So I'm going to glue this at the top and put the button on there. So I just want to add the glue to the top of this piece. And stick the circle on here. I want to give it enough glue so it stays. I just don't like that pointy top on this piece, but that's how the digital was when I cut it out. I just took one of the pages and fussy cut it. There we go. Wipe that extra glue off. Let that press down a little. And then I'm going to put some glue here in the center and stick down this cute little white button on it that I had. And that will, oh, did I, daggone, did I put that upside down? I think I did. No, I didn't. It's good. All right. So now we have this as one of the journal cards backed with that, and somebody could write on that if they want to. So that's what we've got there. Looks like when I cut it, I didn't get it completely inked, so go ahead and do that. And I'm only going to ink the part of this circle that's sticking up. That way it looks like the whole piece was inked all the way around it, which it is. All right, there we go. And now we have that. I'm going to go ahead and close that and just show you a couple things I picked out to decorate this one pocket here, and then I'll let you all do the rest of the decorating, your own decorating off camera. I had a little cutout that I now can't find. That probably hit the floor. So, let's see here. All right. No problem. Change of plans. We can still do this. For now, I'm just simply going to put this little baby bed here. And I like it off to the side there. So that's how I'm going to do it. And I'm just going to use my glue stick to glue it down. Making sure I get the whole thing covered. These digitals are actually left over from 2 baby girl kits that I had. Both of them I found on Etsy. If you just do a search on Etsy for baby girl digitals, you'll find all kinds of things. And this happens to be the one that I found that I really liked. This one and a second one. So I just kind of fussy cut a lot of things from both kits that I had left over after making the twin journal that I made. Stick that down there. Look like I dropped glue on there, but that's just white pieces there. Looks kind of neat, actually. And then I have this little bow here that I'm just going to put some glue on and stick it up here on this baby bed somehow. I just thought it would look neat on here. All right. And then I thought it would look really cool if we put a ribbon up at the top of this. So now we have that. All right. That's all for today, folks. Tomorrow I will come back probably and probably do a video making some tags, because I got a lot of tags I need to get made for this journal. So I'll bring you along with my process when I'm making some junk journal tags. So I will see you all in the next video. Thank you all. Please like, subscribe, share my videos. Help me get to that 100, because we do have a giveaway coming up when I've reached 100 subscribers. I have a giveaway for a journal that I have made. So please spread the word. We're up in the 60s somewhere, and we don't have that many more to go. So